Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons. In the last part, I said we were going to do the Hero's Cave, but first, I want to do some other stuff first. Really quick, I'm back on this screen, Spool Swamp, so I can open up this chest to get 100 rupees. Next up, I'm actually back in Sabrosia's shop because we can get this membership card, and we'll find out what that's for probably next part. Next up again, I'm over here with Rosa because we can down do some extra exploration of Sabrosia. Alright, anyway, officially now, in the last part we did, I think the entirety of the third dungeon, and now we're gonna continue on. There's nothing in this house for us, by the way. The reason that I'm not doing Hero's Cave immediately, like I said I was last time, is because there legitimately just was some other stuff that I remembered. Oh right, I can do this now, let's do that first. Namely, though, with Rosa, you only want to come over here with her, so you can open up this door to get a Gasha Seed. And keep in mind, if you're playing not for 100% heart pieces, that's completely unnecessary unless you already got it already, in which case I'm jealous. But if you're going for 100% otherwise, this guy's looking for a well-seasoned iron pot, which we so happen to have from the trade quest. So he's gonna whip something up, and somehow create soup that's made of lava that we can hold without burning our hands. Not sure how that physically works, but okay. Then again, how does half the stuff in the Zelda series physically work? I mean, game theory, I believe, went on to pretty much prove the hookshot should essentially kill Link upon one use. So, yeah. And in this cave over here, we have, once again, another Gasha Seed. Now, before we exit Sabrosia, which we're essentially done here, I do want to show off this. Keep that volcano in mind for much later. And now we're in the Hero's Cave. Sorry about that. I really did want to do that as soon as I could. Now, like I mentioned, I believe, back in part 1, Hero's Cave here only looks like this if you're playing Season 2nd. Hero's Cave otherwise is a small mini-dungeon you can go through, or you have to go through to get the sword. If you're playing a linked game with Ages being the second game, you get a similar thing, I think somewhere in Maku Road. And this is where the game's best puzzles are, for both Ages and Seasons. Seasons especially, because there's not that many really clever puzzles in this game. Ages, however, the puzzles are evil. Essentially with this, you have to move those blocks which you don't know you can move right off the bat, and make sure there's 2 pots on the switches. Note, you can get crushed by the door closing. Room 2 here is very simple, honestly. Just use your... Whoa, hello there, recording stuff, how are you? It's weird, Camtasia does that really selectively. My first instance of remembering it happening was actually in, the Fortress of Winds in Minish Cap, too. Huh. Weird. But anyway, yeah, Room 2, very simple. Room 3, well, I will say, you can only make certain progress in this area once you get certain items from certain dungeons. Right now I can only make it till around, I want to say the 40% mark of it, but don't worry, we'll worry about saving progress later on. Make sure you do that, because that's how you get out. Now, every time you open a chest in this dungeon, you get an item, usually a Gasha Seed. However, it also causes a mini-boss warp to appear. That's essentially your checkpoint to the main area. Every mini-boss warp will take you back to the entrance of the dungeon. However, when you get another one later on in the dungeon, the one you got earlier will be overwritten. So essentially you got checkpoints. Like, for instance, you can't progress in here, in this area, until you get the Rock's Feather. Now, the entire reason I came in here is, if you saw on the last screen, there's actually a Zora in here. Which is the reason I actually want to, well, be in here, because I want to talk to him. There's a key there which you need for that door, but I'm not going to do that immediately. Notable, you can technically make it here. Actually, no, never mind. I'm being stupid. I'm thinking of Ages again for some reason. Anyway, this guy wants us to tell something to King Zora back in Labrina. So, write down the secret he tells you, and then we're essentially done here from what I wanted to do. However, I can still make a bit more progress, so I figured, why not? Let's finish this area part of it off. Next up is this place. This entire grid-like room is filled with one-space jumps that I don't recommend having Pegasus seeds on for. However, it also has the first instance of the Oracle games having Wall Masters. They drop down from the floor, pick you up, and take you back to the entrance of the dungeon. Pretty mean, honestly, though I still think they look their creepiest in... what game was that? Ocarina. Though the floor masters in Wind Waker did look really cool. And this is another really simple room, honestly. Like I said, these rooms don't get complicated unless you're playing Ages 2nd, in which case I'm sorry, because you're gonna have some evil stuff to deal with. And here's the second treasure chest, which is another Gacha Seed. And our next mini-boss warp. So we're done here for now. So let's head back over to here. I'm actually right near the beginning of the screen of the game where I made it summer. There is a specific part of the screen below me right now, that dried up area right there that'll only be there in summer, which has a unique NPC, a golden old man, who says if we want true power, we need to slay golden monsters throughout the land. This is something you actually could have run into at this point. What the golden monsters are, well, first off, here's one of them right here. Golden monsters appear on certain screens of the game in certain seasons. This golden Octorok appears on this screen of Spool Swamp in the summer. There are 4 of them in the game, hence 4 seasons, and trust me when I say you want to kill these guys as soon as possible. At this point of the game, I have access to 2 of them, but though I don't have the second one quite yet. In fact, I'm on my way for that right now. What I'm doing right now is technically a sequence break. If you have Demitri, you can throw him over those holes with the power bracelet, enter this water, and get to that Subrosion portal. You're supposed to wait until after the next dungeon to be able to do this. But since I have Demitri, I can sequence break this. This is actually one of the reasons I see Demitri as the best animal partner if you play Ages first. Because you get to do this little sequence break to get some stuff done early. There's that and the fact that he instantly kills enemies and makes swimming so much easier. Also, welcome to the Fire Plains. The lava here is obviously damaging. And certain parts of it too, though, those little fire snake things, those things actually will show up. Actually, that's one thing I should mention. This is just a platforming challenge. But, if you're digging in Subrosia, there is a random chance one of those fire snakes will spawn out of it. Anyway, there's something here, but we can't quite dig it out. That's because I'm actually using the wrong item. You need to use the power bracelet in order to get a bomb flower. Now, what do we do with that? Well, let's head back towards where the portal was, down here, actually, and head left this time. Also, in Subrosia, you're going to see a lot of those S-poles. Don't worry, we'll find out what those are for later. However, if you come over here before doing anything, if you come over here now, you can actually throw this boulder and actually get a shortcut. I think they may have intended you to be able to do this, actually. Not that you should know you're supposed to be able to do this, but that you were able to, at least. But since we have the bomb flower, we can actually make more progress here at the Temple of Seasons. Because these guys want a way in. And that bomb flower happens to be said way. Wow, that is powerful. Apparently all he's here for is materials for some ore melting. Yeah. But now we can jump over this lava and get access to the Spirit of Autumn. We're not going to be doing much with that at this point because you're not supposed to have it this early, but oh well. I'm the Spirit of Autumn. My turn has come. They say fall is lonely, but no. Pits are filled with fallen leaves and mushrooms are ripe for picking. When shadows fall in Hyrule, a hero shall appear. Is that hero you? Then I grant you Autumn's power. Alright. And now that we have that, there's actually one little thing we can do really quick if you're playing a linked game. If you come back over to this screen where we found the bomb flower, there's now a orange Subrosian who wants us to tell Mayor Plan over in Labrina's Lena City a secret. So this is the next secret. I should actually note something. With this secret, we actually have 7 secrets written down. Which I find really funny, because there's 10 total. So we're already almost done with that. But anyway, now that we have Autumn, we can come over to this screen now, which I don't think I've actually been on before, and head to the right. And you can actually walk on these leaves. Don't stand on them, just walk on them, so you can get this Gacha Seed much earlier than intended. You're not supposed to be able to get that until past Dungeon 6, I want to say? And back towards the Snake's Ruins, if you come over to it towards fall, you can find the next golden creature, the Gold Moblin. Or Goblin, one of the two. Either way, it's the next guy. I know I'm doing a lot of traveling around this part, but honestly, it was just the most efficient way to do some side stuff at the moment. And now, finally, we're gonna start working on story stuff. Back on this screen in North Horon, you can head up into this screen once you have the Roc's Feather. Welcome to Natsu Highlands. This way, or Natsu River. The Natsu area, spelled N-A-T-Z-U by the way, changes depending on which animal partner you have. Since I have Demitri, it's Natsu River. If you have Ricky, I think it's Natsu Highland, and if you have Moosh, it's something else. Now I'm heading onto this screen up here. This entire row of screens is optional at the moment. But I'm heading over here so I can lift the rock in the middle here to find a Gasha soil spot, which I want to plant a seed at. I think that might be this game's heart piece soft spot, the one that you're more likely to get than anywhere else. But I'm not entirely sure about that. Also, one thing I'm showing you right now, I didn't show this off in Ages at all, because I never really used Demitri that much. But if you use your flute on certain screens, you can't get him to show up at all. Alrighty, my trusty steed, onwards to victory! Now, there is one little side thing I do want to show off here. This isn't necessary at all for 100%, no, it's just a little hidden Easter egg. By the way, that staircase there holds a fairy's fountain. If you swim up this waterfall, which you can only do with Demitri, although I think it's something else if you're Ricky and Moosh, you can enter this cave, which has this specific Deku Scrub. He'll sing about seeds, and if you agree with him, he'll refill your seed satchel for you, up to max. It's not a seed satchel upgrade, it's just a refill station, which I find pretty cool, I suppose. And over here is our final destination. No, don't relate it with those awful, awful horror movies. Oh god, no, Demitri. Okay, good, you're magical. Good, magical dinosaur. Good. Anyway, what I'm trying to do is throw him over to there so I can have him over there more quickly than having to use his flute again. What the? You? You, boy! You? Are you here to harass me again? But my power has grown! You'll never get inside my fortress! I shall get my revenge! Bombs away. Alrighty then. Welcome to the Sunken City, ladies and gentlemen. This entire place is flooded. In fact, it's also, where you're supposed to get Demitri if you're playing Seasons first. You're actually going to find him on this screen here. Now, one thing I want to do before we end things off is that there is a certain seed tree we can get over here. And that is the Gale Seeds. We can now transport to any seed tree we've used before. But with that, I'm going to need to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and in Part 8, we will be checking out what we can do with those secrets. See you guys then. Oh, and also we'll be continuing on besides that. Either way, see you guys then.